All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Hello, hello. It is Friday, May 17th. And looks like crypto's been doing some stuff, doing some things and doing some stuff. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So right now we're looking at ENJ. This is what I posted in the general chat. I also gave it to everybody early who was in the family. But it looks like we're starting to see that run. We're already up over 9% for the day. So we reached 12% at one point, and it looks like we're starting to make some moves. So very, very good to see this. We've seen a lot of alts popping, especially with Bitcoin making that retrace, which we talked about yesterday on the stream. And we'll kind of figure out what's our next step. If those of you took Matic, kudos to you. That thing went parabolic and made you some stupid money. So hopefully you got some gainage there, and you guys are having an awesome Friday as we kick off this weekend. So real quick, just going to go ahead and look at that ENJ chart that we spoke on. So this is the 4 hour. It looks like we touched the bottom trend line of this, of this pattern, as well as this falling wedge that looks to be playing out. So we shall see. If we can break above here, red line obviously would be the first target, with the yellow and the green coming in at 2 and 3. So very, very nice to see. I'm definitely excited about what we can fester up here. But it looks to me like we do potentially have some room to break to the upside. So, and we've already been in profit, so we're already up over 9%. So that's already amazing. I'm taking a look at the RSI. We looked at the divergences here, as well as we are reaching the top side now. So maybe we see a tiny bit of a pullback, and then maybe we slingshot and go again. All that we will find out in due time. But yeah, all the oscillators, everything was respected. TA was definitely well respected. And yeah, so kudos to you if you got in on this. Kind of did a similar layout that Raven did. When we talked about Raven and how great that was, and how great it has been, and probably will continue to be in the coming months. But anyways, so that's just a quick update on ENJ. Let's go ahead and roll over to BTC and figure out what happened. Okay. So we broke down pretty hard. As expected, right? We saw that roughly that 1618 fib retracement. So yeah, double topped. We talked about it yesterday. We called the short, essentially. We called the top of it, and now we sold off. Are we recharging to go again? That's the $1 million question, right? That's what everybody wants to know. So we'll kind of dive into all that, and we'll answer some questions, and we'll get you kids out of here for the weekend. Hopefully you guys got some cool plans, something that you're going to do. I know for myself, it's a pretty relaxed weekend. Just got to do some stuff around the house. And yeah, so I'm kind of taking it easy. I'm doing that bartending event for the 500, so I will be star tending tomorrow. That will be kind of fun. But overall, yeah, pretty tame weekend for me. So let's get into it. So I just want to make sure I'm not breaking any copyright rules. Okay, so let's talk. So what's happening right now with good old BTC? So I'm just gonna go from a higher time frame as we always do when we analyze this asset, and then we can kind of chop it up and break it down and go from there. So for those of you just tuning in, for those of you who aren't as familiar with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and all those great things, this was a trade setup. This was a trade setup that we gave a while back, and we called the Adam and Eve double bottom. And then we saw a huge run to the upside with the golden cross, and we ran up to basically the 1618, which was a topside resistance. And we tweezer double topped, and now we're seeing that pullback. So I would say that 65.81 could be a region potentially where we would maybe find support on the daily time scale. One thing that you can also see too is you can see your oscillator double topped right here. Your RSI double topped, and that also led to letting us know that there was going to be a short position to enter or to get your money out of BTC, at least short term, right? Go ahead and clean this line up a little bit. Yeah, so this will be a huge test right here. This is sitting at the 1-to-1 fib retracement. And this is a really critical support line. So we definitely want to see what happens on this orange line. If we can hold here, we could definitely see a recovery bounce, especially because of the fact that we are cooling down on our oscillator. But it looks like we're breaking down here, which is not awesome. So that's not super great. Let's go ahead and let's back this down to a 6 hour. Okay, so you can see that we fell through the orange line on the 6 hour, and now we're trying to catch support at the 50. So if we can't hold here, we're probably coming down to around either here or the 200. Somewhere around in there you would think would be your bounce range. Not oversold on the oscillator yet. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, so the 1 hour is dipping below the 200, as well as it looks okay. Kind of trying to form something here. Doesn't mean we still can't sell off. Nothing to say we can't still sell off. But yeah, I mean, this was definitely the trade setup, right? And the pullback is happening, and that's we got it before it was cool. We're selling it when it's cool, and we'll buy it back a little bit cheaper. So very nice to see in terms of the Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and roll out and talk about Ethereum really quick. And I'm going to go ahead and pair this to the US dollar, just because it's a little bit easier to manage, in my opinion. So we go back to our ETH chart that we had. So it didn't hold the 382. Coming back down, probably going to retest, just like Bitcoin, retesting this 200-day moving average. Yeah, all that looks pretty not great. Again, 50 on the higher time frames, which we should see. I would like to think that we will see a bounce. And again, we're coming up to what Bitcoin did, which was that golden cross on the daily. And we got, probably 60% through the pattern, which was this mature, triangle, this red triangle right here. And then we broke out. Now we broke out. We basically hit the 50% retrace, Charles Dow theory, 50%. And then you tweezer topped, and now you've sold off. So do you come retest this line, this little orange? Do you retest the wedge and hit with the 200 and then maybe run again? Perhaps. I mean, you definitely could say you could. But right now, it looks definitely like we're pulling back. And it's all in conjunction with Bitcoin. So very nice to see. Cool. So that's the ETH. That's Ethereum. Yeah. Cool. This cat over here, man, he's losing it. Let's see here. So okay, you could. So if you were to say this is our trend line, I mean, change the color just for clarity reasons. You don't want to break the purple line, right? If you definitely scoop up here and do a little J-hook action, maybe you get to the, at least short term, 332, 328, maybe. See right here, this is where you broke it. Right here, if you go down to a smaller time frame, you can see you broke it. So you're breaking the wedge. So you definitely broke support, at least on a smaller time frame. Which probably means if you don't hold at this yellow line, you don't hold the yellow, you're probably coming back to the white, which is totally okay, because when we got in, it was around $160, which is still, if this thing comes back to 197, 196, you're still up. And who knows, maybe we slingshot and go again. So just gonna take some patience on this one, just relax, and we'll take it one candle at a time. Like that's why we don't freak out though, because we're already still above our entry price. So we're already in the green, regardless of what happens. And we can't take a loss, because if you follow the strategies and move your stops up and maintain your risk, then you can't lose money on this. Right? So just some simple stuff there. Cool. Let's go to XRP. Actually, we'll go to Litecoin first. We'll go to Litecoin. Yep, looking the same way. Doing the same thing that all the other big ones are doing. So Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, all of them doing the same thing. So getting closer to reaching that 200-day moving average. Getting closer to becoming oversold. So hopefully $80, potentially 78, maybe could be a potential rebuy of Litecoin. If one was to take a low risk, maybe potential risk there. So, yeah. Okay. And then obviously 50% retrace, sold off. Thank you, Charles Dow. Again, an Adam and Eve bottom that we saw with Bitcoin, Golden Cross. All good things to see. All good things to see. So, very excited with what we're seeing here. Okay, so let's go ahead and rock out. I know we're cranking through these. Let's go to XRP. Yep. Okay. What happened? Reached top side of the pennant, which I drew it. I think I drew it on a daily. So let's do. No, I drew it on a 4-hour probably. Maybe a 2. Either way, it's close enough. It gives you a perspective. And now we've kind of consolidated. We had a huge run up. We've consolidated. We're kind of leveling out. We'll see what happens. Critical area right here. Yellow line doesn't get above the white line, we're probably coming back down. The stable coin, right? The stable coin. What? XRP? Yeah. So, yeah, right now we're showing rejection. We tried to get above the 21. We did. Rejected. Huge hammer right here. Wicked above, couldn't close. And right now it's just a bunch of rejection, which is what Bitcoin's showing. So, no surprise there. Everything falls victim to Bitcoin, right? As much as you don't want it to, or if you're not a believer and you're an XRP fanatic, unfortunately, that's just the way we roll. That's the way it is. So you got to always look at the big one. And then from there, you can make your comparisons. So an interesting thing we could look at here is if we did the XRP to the tether pairing. Okay. Cool. So seeing some rejection or reaction here at the 50. A lot of wicks. Trying to hold, but again, oscillators aren't looking amazing. So definitely think, at least on the shorter term, we're probably going to retest this 33-cent region. Who knows? 30 cents has kind of been this area where XRP likes to lie. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. I wouldn't be surprised to see us catch down here around the 200, maybe slightly dip below, and then who knows, if we get that run again, we might go again. But it's all speculation, and we take it one candle at a time. But cool. Okay. So, just curious to see where we're at right now. Let's get our handy dandy fib tool. Coming up on the 618. So potential chance to bounce, right? I mean, 618, 786. I would say probably between the 786 and the 886, we're probably going to see our reaction. I'm not sure this is going to hold right here. And that would give me more conviction down here. So if this doesn't hold, if this 618 doesn't hold, I know for a fact we're going to the 786. At least I don't know for a fact, but in my opinion, that's how I'm going to trade it. I'm going to trade it to the 786. Who is going to be the shitcoin of the week? Shitcoin of the week already probably happened, man. It was Matic. Matic, man. We talked about that one yesterday, which absolutely went on a tear. If you would have caught that one, that would have been a sweet little one for you. Another one that I think what's interesting is that if you look, the last 3 coins that have been listed to Binance, which were Matic, FET, and CELR, they're all over a 30% gain today, which is insane. It's stupid. For one day, I don't think that that's by accident or chance. So we'll see. But I think as Bitcoin maybe starts to consolidate here, you might see some alt runs, which would be awesome. I mean, that's, we like the volatility, and that's what we play. So we shall see. Yeah. Okay, so right now we're just kind of playing the waiting game. Kind of just waiting. Things are kind of cooling off. Things are kind of resetting as far as oscillators are concerned. If you don't even know what an oscillator is, let me just run you by that really quick. So an oscillator is basically used to help you determine patterns and things in the market. So for example, this is the Stoke RSI. This would be considered an oscillator. This is the ADX is the white line with the positive DI and the negative DI. This would also be an oscillator. RSI, oscillator. MACD with the histogram and the signal. Yes, another oscillator. Volume, oscillator. Candlesticks, oscillator. Moving averages, oscillators. All things that you can do to make this piece of the puzzle kind of come together. So it's using critical thinking along with multiple different strategies and techniques to form an educated decision or opinion about something. And then, like we do as chartists, is we look at the technicals, we put all those pieces together, and that's how we bake our cake and make our decision. And we hope for the best. But so far we've been doing okay. So let's look at TRX real quick. Okay, seeing a little reaction at the 200. Oh, wow, look at that rejection wick. All the way back to the 200. What a coincidence. Tried to break above, got slapped back down. Boom, got rejected. Now he's sitting at the 200. So it looks like all these assets are they've ran and now they're resetting, and they're either going to dump or they're going to run again. I would like to think that would be another potential setup for a run again, but we take it one candle at a time. And we don't try to get predictive, we stay reactive. As soon as you start getting your crystal ball out and start predicting things, that's when you get in trouble. So let's see what happens. Right now we're sitting on it and we're getting a little bit of rejection. we'll see. You know, I think within the next daily candle, we'll probably have a better idea to kind of figure out what pattern development would be. And that's really with all these coins, really. I mean, when you have these huge impulses up where you completely go 30 to 40% in a move or in a candle, it doesn't give you time to figure out a pattern, right? There's no real pattern at play. So we need that consolidation. We need that cool down. We need that bit of a drop to form a pattern so that we can find a channel so that we can trade it. That's at traders, that's what we look for. So it's just putting these pieces of the puzzle together. And if some of this or all of this sounds foreign to you, it takes time. So ask me questions. I'll be more than happy to help everybody because this is a tough market, you know, and I definitely want to do what I can to help people and educate people and help them educate themselves. Cool. So let's just go back to the BTC real quick. Yeah, so it looks like we're rejecting the 50-day moving average, which probably tells me that we're coming down. Yeah, unfortunately, short term. We're still probably dropping just a bit of a ways. Like I said, that 65 area potentially. So we'll keep an eye on it. Nothing's set in stone yet. Does make your alts a little bit risky at this point, I would say. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I said, there are some alts that if we go sideways for a second, because we are sitting on a thread of support right now. If you look here, this is definitely a very, very tiny, minuscule amount of support. But if we just go sideways just for a little while, you might see alts pop. So, and they're popping left and right. I mean, look at, like I said, the last 3 coins that enter Binance. Look at Link. Look at, you know, CMT. Some of these things are 18, 20, 30, 50%. So, definitely money to be made. Okay. I'll actually be right back. I got to take this phone call. Hello? Yeah. What's up? Sorry about that. Business calls. Cool. All right, so that's the BTC. That's where we're at. Cool. All right, let's see what else is out there right now. Let's go to Link. We haven't looked at Link in a minute. This one's been on a tear. Wow, look at that bounce. Look at that bottom. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it's not done, right? It's still going. Look at that daily timescale bounce. So this is what I'm talking about kind of with Bitcoin too. You can see these moving averages that I keep talking about. The yellow, the orange, you know, the white lines. When you look, you can see that as long as we so if the orange line's on top of the yellow or the white, you're good to go. You're going to see typically an uptrend. You can see it right here where we dip below for a second and then crossed and then touched, bounced again. Just speaking on the orange line. Ran again, finally dipped below, and then we see our huge sell-off right here. But the more important line is, at least for longer term, is the yellow line. So the yellow line basically just bounced off the 200-day moving average, which is awesome, right? You're always looking for that. So if you can find that, I mean, you can make some money, right? You can play this market if you can understand some of these basic concepts. So let's just get our handy dandy measurement tool. And let's see. Oops. Okay. Probably wouldn't have caught it here, but let's say you did play the bounce right here, or you bounced. 29, 35%, 1-2 days. Not all terrible. So these are the moves that we're looking at, you know. These are some things that are shaking out. I mean, inverse head and shoulders, one could argue. Look at that huge amount of volume that came in on that candle. We're running again. And this link, I mean, I'm telling you, this thing stands the test of time. This thing has been kicking ass. So, not all terrible. RSI starting to cook, but the trend strength looks good. Stoke looks good. I mean, that's good. It's not necessarily a bad thing to see an RSI at 70. You know what I mean? I know some people will like, oh my gosh, it's oversold. Well, relatively, like, it's also a good thing too to be oversold, because that means you have bullish momentum, and that's why you're seeing these 30% gains, 20% gains. If you're looking at RSIs that are 10 and 20 and 25, it's just that nobody cares about those assets at this moment. Doesn't mean they won't play out eventually, but they don't care at this moment. Sure, we can look at theta. Oops. Okay. Cool. Look at this bounce. So we had bullish divergence right here. And I'm just going to keep drawing this so you guys can beat it into your brains. One could say maybe a double bottomy right here, but this was definitely a bullish divergence, which I will mark like so. You also caught almost potentially like a double bottom right here. On a daily time scale. Oops. Come on. Here she is. Right here. Here's where we would have been looking at. This bad boy. And here we go. Here we go. You know. That was your signal right there. I mean, it wasn't huge, but definitely a sign of divergence with this higher low right here. And then we took to the moon, right? Across. There we go. So definitely going to have a hard retest up here if we get there. And who knows, if we break out, that could be sweet. That could be a sweet little run. If we determine that this is the bottom, if this gets verified, what we can do is do some basic math. Look at this stupid wick. Call that the bottom. And now you shoot your shot. %, 68%, 98%, 129% if it played out. Not saying it will, but there is a reason to maybe believe that. Now you got a death cross coming here. That's not good, right? So one thing to definitely be aware of. Not saying it can't dip back, dip under and then come right back, but this right here is a little bit of cause for concern, especially on a daily time scale. But you are kind of trying to recover. One could even You can count that. It's really hard because it's such a stupid wick. So touch points 1, 2, and 3, and then multiple touch points here with the 1, 2, 3 anchor points. Who knows, dude? Let's go down to a smaller time frame. See, this is what's got me. This is more exciting. So this is going to be a critical region for us right here. We are definitely in this downward sloping trend where we are finding support looking left, and now we're gaining momentum. So orange line was above all the other lines here. It fell below. Now it's coming up to make that trident, which if you're in the family, you know what the trident is. We speak on that. And now we're showing rejection here. We got rejected here so far. But if we can break above and get above here, and this candle's still got 5 hours left on it. Okay. Let's go down to a smaller time frame. So yeah, cool. Smaller time frame. You're definitely trying to get above the 200-day moving average again and close. So if you close above and retest, well, then we're arguing the red line, the yellow line, and the green line. These are all valid arguments that we can make. So cool. So that's theta, brother. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. We also got confirmation with the RSI. I'll show you on a daily. So we talked about that. Sorry, I already showed you that. Let's go to the 4 hour. Again, you would have saw this trend line. You guys saw that, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Here was a trend line that was well respected and you guys held. Saw a run to the upside. And here we go. Now we're not oversold, but we are kind of like waiting because we just broke above the 200-day moving average, remember? So a pullback would make sense. We're also reaching top side of the wedge. So this is going to be a tough overhead area to break right here. But if we can get above that, now we're talking, right? Now we're having a different conversation. I know you're not alone. Okay, so MACD, let's real quick just cover that, and then that'll be it for theta. Okay. Yep. So again, shows that divergence. Nothing. We already kind of talked about all that. Okay, cool. Good to go. All right. Let's Okay, well this is cool. Divergence. Divergence. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty good. Oh, there you go. There you go. There's the chart. We're breaking it. So look at this huge downward trending wedge that we have. And now we're kind of breaking out of it with, look at this stupid levels of bullish divergence right here. Right? So green's going above red. Stoke looks good. RSI divergence on a daily time scale, as well as showing MACD bullish divergence. So less selling pressure. And we also broke out of the wedge. So downward sloping wedge with 1 and 2 touch points at the top, and then 1, 2, and 3 at the bottom. And who knows? I just did 382. It could not hit there. It could hit 16 sats or even 14 sats. But, I mean, every time this thing moves a sat, it's like 10%. I think it's 10% a sat for each, every BTT. So if it goes to 11 or 12 or 13, then each one, I believe, is 10%. So you can see how that could be a lot of money. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. We've already hit some of it right here. You can see from where I drew it from here. And we'll see what happens. But nice to see so far. It's nice to see volume kind of slowly picking up. And then obviously the RSI is looking amazing. So all good things. All good things. So on a shorter term perspective. Okay. So we got 57 minutes here before this 4-hour candle closes, and it looks like we're breaking above. So maybe we break above here, retest, give these lines a chance to catch, and then we go. That could take a couple days. That could take maybe even a week. Could be overnight. That's how crazy in volatility with crypto. We're just reading the charts, right? But golden cross on the hourly looks nice. Looks like a clean break. Huge levels of volume came in here. Very, very nice to see. So, yeah, we'll see what shakes out. Think I can fly. Think I can fly when I'm with you. Okay. Sweet. So we covered those. Let's see what else we got. KMD was one I know that we had I'd spoke about with Slim. Let's take a look. Okay. So definitely. Oh, that's an hourly. Hang on. So we got some divergence there. Maybe a bottom here. It's getting there, brother. It's getting there. But still not 100% convinced yet. I do like this. This looks good. RSI, Stoke looks good. MACD, you're showing a little divergency, so that's nice to see, as always. And yeah, we shall see what happens. Think I can fly. Think I can fly when I'm with you. Okay. Sweet. Cool. Let's see what else we got. Who else cares about other S coins? Let's go to Matic. Let's just talk about what happened. Yeah, let's talk about what happened. Jesus, dude. We talked about this one yesterday on stream, and it went absolutely apeshit. Right? Got to go down. So because this coin's so new, there's not enough data on it. Okay? So one of the things I do is I look at the 4-hour. I mean, great, the daily's great and all, but there's not enough coin history data because it just got listed. So you got to go to a smaller time frame. And what I like to do is, in my opinion, all time frames kind of tell a story. So when you look at different time frames, you can see I have multitude of time frames up here. Every one, in my opinion, tells a story and a different way to look at the problem and how you can solve it from a technical standpoint. So with a coin like this, when there's only so many candles printed, you almost have to treat like the 4-hour or the 1-hour like a daily, because there's just not enough data on it. So you have to kind of use critical thinking and figure out what would make sense. So just like every coin we see on Binance, we see this stupid long big wick that happens, right? It's insane. We always sell off, and then typically we see the recovery bounce, and that's what we're seeing here. Golden cross obviously occurred as well. I treat this like the 1-hour, like the daily. So here we go. 21-day moving average sits above. Right here, maybe would have been a panic sell. Still would have been in profit, but maybe a panic sell, and then boom, here we go again, running up. So how is it? Also, RSI led you to believe that. So what do I mean by that? Look at your RSI. Boom. Now, one thing I will say is, so you could call that the channel potentially, but one thing I'd like to do is back this down a little bit. Cool, so you're definitely forming a wedge, right? I would definitely say that you're about 50 to 60% of the way through this wedge, and you're kind of chunking along. So don't break this line. I'm going to turn this line red so we know not to break it. Don't break this trend line. But if we can get above here, that would be awesome. That shows better strength on higher levels of price action. But it looks to be like it's tapering off just a little bit. So this was like, we got in at like 130. And I posted about it forever ago, way back when. But we got in at 130. Now we're sitting at over damn near 200. This candle right here, take a picture, photograph it, put it on your wall. In 51 minutes, if this closes as a spinning top candle, which is basically what this is, it's called a spinning top, this scares the shit out of me. This makes me feel like we would be going down. I would not want to be in this because right here you see your bearish divergence. You have bearish divergence here and bearish divergence here. And I'm going to draw those because I know not everybody understands that. So what I mean is you have divergence here and you also have divergence here. And you're trending down. Okay, so two definitely, that's kind of crappy. And you can see that's why we're starting to see the sell-off, perhaps. So higher levels of price, lower levels of strength. Those two things you got to know. You got higher levels of price and less strength. That means you're pushing, basically, you're pushing the ball up the hill further with less people. So if you had 10 people pushing this ball up the hill, you now have 8 people or 7 people, and you're saying you're pushing it even higher. Well, somehow the math doesn't add up there. And eventually you will crap out and you will fall down because you don't have as many people or as much strength. And then you'll sell off. And that's how these trade setups and these patterns and things work, as well as in conjunction with maybe that was a tweezer top. This is a little bit of an overthrow to create the bearish divergence. You see the spinning top that potential might play out, or it maybe forms like a hanging man. And then you see this huge candle that makes you sell off, right? But we got in cool because we got in before it was cool. And then we rode this thing to become Matthew McConaughey. All right. Cool. So that's a quick little tidbit on Manic and how we traded that and all that good stuff. NVT is so oversold on Bitcoin. Or tell me why. Oh, yeah, man, I got you. Let's go to BTC real quick. We're going to do it on the Binance exchange, but I'll run it by with you. Okay. So did you know why the NVT is so oversold on BTC, or tell me why this was only a story? So, I mean, I talked about this once, but I'm going to recap it just for everybody because I want to beat this into your brain so that there's no confusion here. Whether you're just getting into Bitcoin or learning about these assets and how they trade. So this was a trade setup. Every bit of this was a trade setup from $3,000 all the way on. And what happened was this is a bottom. Right here is a bottom. You can see that if you look left, you'll see support. So if you see right from here to here, you caught yourself, right? And this was around 3,800, 3,400. And now you have the Adam and Eve bottom, which is a play. And then you also showed a golden cross right here. So when you did that, you shot up to the upside. So what you did was you take a fib retracement from here to your low, And that's how you get your targets, and that's how you get your ideas and thoughts and confluence as to where you might go in the market. So what happened was typical retraces are between the 382 and the 618. Well, when we got here, we're going to zoom in a little bit for you, buddy. This gets you up to the, so right here we formed an impulse candle where we formed a pennant. We kind of broke out, held the 21-day moving average, and ran again. Then you saw we had this channel that we were residing in. And I drew this little red line way back when, a couple days ago, and said this is going to be a tough area to break. 1, because overhead resistance. 2, reaching the top side of this trend line. And 3, you also were reaching the 886. So that's definitely getting up there on your oscillator as far as your fib, and you're starting to, that's the take profit region. That's where, from the trade setup from down here, you would start to think, okay, maybe I should pull some off the table. However, we went ahead and made a 1618 fib retracement, roughly, right, which is right here. So from your swing high to swing low, which I don't know if you understand Fibonacci's, but we said this was our last swing high and this was our swing low. So from here to here, it made almost a 1618 fib retracement. And there was no, it was all there. Everything was in the charts. We just took it one fib level at a time, right? Volume picked up. Look at the stupid levels of volume. Right here was really where we knew, because we found the bottom, we found volume, we had the Adam and Eve bottom, as well as looking at your RSI, this was the trend line. So this white line, we drew it and said, don't break it. We never broke it. There we go. We went to the moon. Everybody freaked out. So I didn't even use NVT. I mean, I know what the indicator is. It only works on a daily time scale, but I am a swing trader as well as a scalper. So I look at shorter term trades and plays. But I also use the daily to kind of get a overall perspective of the whole market. So the resistance zone for 6,000, I mean, was pretty simple, right? Look at all this. Look at all this stupid crap right here. If you were to, I want to draw it, because everything's easier when you draw it. Oops, if I can get to it. All this right here was a huge, heavy overhead resistance. This yellow box was a huge overhead resistance because, oops, measure right here. Let's just take it from right here, right? You had a little bit back here, but mainly this region. You had 157 days of going sideways for the most part, right? Almost basically half a year of going sideways before you finally crapped out, found your bottom, and now you're retesting and Bitcoin's cool again, right? So none of this was out of the ordinary. This is all trading. This is all charts and patterns and all the fun stuff in between. But this was an overhead resistance. So it's like, basically, when you drop below it, all this stuff that was now support becomes resistance because it's above you. So for you to get above that, it's going to take a lot. Now, when you get above it, when you break above it, now you're on top of this little box, right? So we got rejected here. Right here was our rejection spot. Looking left here, we basically got there. We didn't get to the wick, but we got to the candle body close. And then we crapped out. And now we're waiting to see if we're going to run again or if we're done. But this was a huge overhead resistance that we broke above. So that took us 157 days for that to play out, right? Roughly. And now you're finally back above it, as well as a golden cross on the daily. So these are all, indicators and things in the market that give you insight. So yeah, I mean, it was all there, man. I know it's tough and confusing, and this isn't something that you can pick up overnight, but if you keep showing up and keep investing in yourself, I promise you, you will learn and you will get better. Cool. Yep, so that's the Bitcoin, and that's where we're at. So right now, it looks like we're getting rejected. We definitely double topped right here, which we talked about, and now we're maybe breaking the trend line. So we'll see. And if that's the case, where do we go to? Probably 6,500. Probably coming back to retest 6,500. We're hanging on a thread, a jock strap of support right here. I mean, it's very, very minuscule. The chances that this holds, I mean, we have a little bit looking left, but we're showing no divergence or anything on the on your oscillators. Everything looks pretty bearish right now. So maybe we have a cool down day. Maybe tomorrow, if we can hold here, we might bounce and maybe we run again. But that's a different candle for a different day, right? Let's go to the 4 hour. As you can see on the 4 hour, that line that we had established completely broke. And now you're starting to retest down here. So you're hopefully, right now, it's catching a falling knife. You're hoping, everybody's looking for entries. There's no divergence or nothing to sway you to think, okay, Bitcoin's a great buy right now. Right? So don't listen to people that FOMO. Don't listen to Joe at the water cooler. Because they're not going to help you, Not because they're mean or bad people. They probably don't know. And that's where the education and investing in yourself comes in. So that was a great question. That was a great question, Max. So yeah, that's how we're looking at it. Let's see. Anybody else have any questions? These questions are good because I understand that this market and volatility and all this stuff is crazy. So, like I said, whatever I can do to help, I'm here for you. Man, Theta's really doing some stuff. That's awesome. Let's check it out real quick. I know you went over it. Yeah, we're getting there. Reaching top side. Okay. Let's go back to ENJ. See how ENJ is doing. Okay, so what do? Huge descending wedge that we're trying to break out on right now. And that was definitely kind of a bottom call. And then hopefully we can break out. Maybe we retest and then run again. But we do have a lot of overhead resistance here. But obviously first target, red line. Second target, yellow line, green, and then blue. Those would all be, potential targets. It also is in conjunction with, you can see we're getting rejected right now, as well as we're reaching a double toppy area right here. Same thing Bitcoin did. Double topped, sold off. So you got to be just a little bit careful, but nothing's oversold. I mean, we're basically still in bullish territory. And we could realign this and say that could be a trend. Don't break that line. And we'll see what happens. See this? Super cool. Super cool. And we broke above. We broke above this previous resistance, which had been touch point 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's been a resistance in the past that we definitely got above. So now we're searching for newer highs, hopefully. But after we retest. Right? We got to get out of here. And we got to hopefully get this volume up a little bit. But overall, today, it's been, a nice little trade. You're up 8%. Nothing wrong there. Cool. Cool. Anybody have any requests or anything they want me to look at for coins? Or questions on oscillators or Bitcoin or the exchange or how to trade it or any of that crap? Cool. Or if you just like what I'm doing, that's cool too. Yep, so it looks like Matic's starting to sell off, which is cool. Called double top on that. BTT starting to, like I said, we just covered BTT too. This one's starting to definitely break out, right? We had this one in our trading rooms as well. But look at this bad boy. Look at this moon pistol go. And it was all part of the trade setup, right? All of it. Maybe I'm a little high on target, okay? Maybe I'm high. Maybe we go to here. Maybe we go to here. But so far, so good. Golden cross looming, hopefully. or at least a retest, and shoot your shot, you know. Cool. Cool. So, and again, another decent falling wedge that we've had, you know, on multiple different S coins, right? On all these S coins, they're all kind of looking the same. They've been selling off for over a year and a half, a lot of them, and now they're just making normal retracements in the market. So nothing out of the ordinary or out of the blue here. Cool. Hit the 50, wicked off. Hopefully we can close above. We're up to 14. I mean, that's a pretty bullish day. You know, we will see. Cool. FET's doing some stuff. Let's look at FET. Sure. It's funny how everybody wants these coins when they're like up 40%. It's like, it's not as cool to get it now. So another one of those Binance coins that has been listed and you don't have a lot of data. So what do? We go get more data. And how do we do that? We go to smaller time frames. Testing that 200-day moving average. If, huge if. There we go. There's the golden cross. Now, let's do a little side-by-side. Oh, whoops. Holy shit balls, Batman. Okay, I want to just do something really quick here. Let's go to the 4 hour. That'll work. That's good enough. And then we'll go to Matic. And we'll go to the okay, let's do some talking. So what happened? Huge candle. Looks very, very similar, right? Huge bullshit candle. Sold off, ran up, sold off, sold off, sold off, sold off. Was under the 200-day moving average. Under the 200-day moving average. Let's keep going. Oh my God. All this looks damn near the same. Except what's happening? Then we started to recover. If we do the same freaking thing, not saying we will, but if we happen to do the same thing, good God, good help us. And look at the stupid levels of volume coming in. Nice to see. RSI is getting a little cooked, but nothing that's not manageable. So what we need to do now is, I mean, there is divergence here. We need to break above this 200-day moving average. If we get above that with the trend strength, I mean, you're already pumping. But, yeah, man, who knows? If you do the same thing that freaking Manic did, which, that would be awesome. Oh, yeah, let's go to, these are the last 3 coins that were listed to Binance, right? It's having its golden cross, right? FET seems to be lagging. So it was almost like this. FET got listed first, CELER got listed second, and then Matic got listed third. They all basically took a shit for a while, and then they reverse pumped them. So Manic got listed last, but pumped first. CELER got listed second. It is now pumping and seeing its golden cross. Does that mean FET's next? It's like, maybe. There's a good chance. Look at this freaking volume. I'd like to see us get above here. but not terrible. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, cool. So this is about to cross. Stoke looks good. Maybe we get to here. That's still a pretty big jump. Still a pretty big move. This looks decent. Now you need to get above here. This is you know, if you get above here, then you're looking sexy. I would take you on a date. And then you just look. You go back and you say, what are we doing? Oh, okay. See, this is interesting. You broke above. Now you're retesting. If you retest, maybe you retest 2,000 and then you go. Definitely gives you a chance. Gives you a chance for your oscillator to reset. We shall see. As you can see, this shit's starting to fail, right? Because you broke out. Now you have to retest a little bit. That's just how these assets and these coins work. Cool. Cool. Wish I could fly. Like to see this hold here. If it doesn't hold, then I think we're probably coming at least back to here. Yeah, look at that double top. Ooh, good example. Good example. Good learning opportunity. What is this, class? Can anybody tell me what this is? Right here. We talked about it just a couple minutes ago. Does anybody know what this red line means? Bueller. Nobody home? Nobody knows what this red line means? All good. That's okay. I'm just trying to quiz everybody to kind of get everybody to understand, right? That's the best way you can do it, is by asking questions and learning. And so what's happening here is this is bearish divergence. This red line, bearish divergence, lower high than your previous high, as well as higher high on your candles. So you have a higher level of price and a lower level of strength. Yeah, he gets it. Bearish divergence, exactly. Goes back to the snowball or the up the hill battle. You got 10 people pushing up the hill. Now you only have 8 people, and you're still going higher with less people. Doesn't make any sense, which means you are coming down. Oscillators are chasing. So how far you fall, that will be determined, right? Because you could catch yourself. But I appreciate you answering that. Nice job, Rex. But yeah, you're gonna retest here. You're coming up to higher prices with lower levels of strength. That can't happen. That's not a formula for making money, or at least seeing higher prices, at least short term. Now, one thing that's interesting is this candle closes in 30 minutes, and you're seeing it wick off the 21-day moving average. So if it does that, then maybe potentially you can catch yourself, which would make sense, because let's go ahead and do an RSI analysis. If I can snag it here. And I would say this is your trend line, right? You're getting to it, right? This is the line to break. You break through that line, you're going to break through the orange line. And that means you're coming down to this line. No questions asked. It will happen. That's how these things trade, right? And that's just understanding chart analysis and candlestick, and pattern development. So all good. So we'll monitor that, right? We'll see how that goes. And this obviously is only an hour time frame, so we'll see what happens. But a couple good things to see here is you do have a golden cross that just occurred, which is bullish. And then you obviously are not oversold on your RSI. So yes, while you might be short-term looking bearish, doesn't mean that you will stay that way, right? And it's only an hour time frame, so it's not the most accurate thing in the world. You could see the pullback here, and all of a sudden you could see, hey, maybe we still retouch this top white line, and then we sell off. Nothing to say that that can't happen or occur. Cool. Okay. So let's see what else we got. What else do you kids want to know? What else is out there to teach? Let's see here. Nano? We'll check Nano. Why not? I'm going to back this back down to one screen, though. N-A-N-O. I'm in love with your body. I'll go ahead and clean all this crap up because that's no longer relevant. And we'll go to a daily because I haven't done a chart on this one in a while. Yep, we did see that huge run there, and that trade definitely played itself out. Now we're seeing a test of we broke above the 200-day moving average, and now we broke back down below. So not awesome for Nano in that regard. This doesn't. I don't know about this one yet. Right here, you could break above, but I definitely am not 100% sold. Right? You're just not showing me enough on the oscillators to really make me really. I think there's better plays out there, right? I think there's better opportunities to make money or to trade assets in this market. But definitely something to keep an eye on. So this is one that you put on the watch list and you monitor it. And then if you see what you see and it meets your criteria and it checks the boxes, well, then you know, right? You start showing the divergence. You start seeing volume pick up. You start getting above moving averages. And everything kind of aligns. It does not. It takes some of the guesswork out. But let's try the 4-hour here. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you're trying to build the trident and hopefully retest. But we'll see. Right now, it's looking a little bit rejection-y. And then again, that goes back to Bitcoin because Bitcoin's showing rejection right now, right? Like we talked about earlier. Let's just go back to this bad boy. I'm in love with your body. Oh, okay. So yeah, boom. Right now, we are showing rejection by the 50-day moving average, which means we're probably coming down. So 65 would definitely be an area to be looking at because we don't look good right now. This is definitely rejection wick. You know, you're closing below here and you can't get back above. Double topped, you have bearish divergence on, I'm going to draw it. So this was like your double top or whatever. That's bearish. And oh my God, let's look. What happened to your RSI? I know I got a bunch of lines, and if any of these lines confuse you, I'd be more than happy to explain them. So that was bearish. It's crypto getting more rejection than me with girls. Well, hey man, I hope you get better luck. Oh man, that's funny. Okay, so let's do some fun stuff here. So we're gonna block off just this section, and we're just gonna talk about just this. So just the white lines is all we really care about right now. Let's move it out a little bit. So high, lower high, or lower low, lower low, lower low, bearish, 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 bearish. None of that looks good, right? And this is all within this region. So now what do? You look at your candlesticks. Okay. So what would I do? I would take this and I would put my vertical lines to the test. And I would put one here. And the reason why I'm blocking this off is because to me, it just gives me more clarity and more of a better look at things. Okay. So you can see, let's blow things up a little bit. So this was all bearish. And then what happened? You got bearish divergence right here. So in this region, you saw higher levels of price on lower levels of momentum. And then we broke down, right? It was all within the charts. Everything was there. Everything was there for you to look at. So it definitely respected TA, right? And TA is just one form of looking at it. I mean, obviously you can't help with fundamentals, like when Justin Sons decides to give away conference tickets instead of Teslas, originally, then you can't control things like that. But just from the technical standpoints, I mean, everything lined up, right? We got our bearish divergence, and now we're selling off. And then right now we're showing again rejection, rejection, rejection. So what does that mean? We coming back down, probably at least to here, to try to find some kind of support, right? Make sense? I know that's a lot. I don't want to confuse people, but I know I got a bunch of crap drawn. So like I said, if anything of this confuses you, or if have any questions, let me know. And I hope your dating game gets better, Victor. I hope so. Cool. Cool. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see what see if there's any scalps or anything or potentially out there. PTT up 40% today. What do you know? Let's go, baby. It was the trade setup. It was there. We posted it on the YouTube channel. You can't argue it. Don't come back to me and say, well, you didn't tell me, man. That it was all there. It's all there. Look at this. Look at this crap. Look at this crap. What do you want from me, man? What do you want? I don't know what you want from me. We posted it. So hopefully you got some action, Let's see. What else do you want me to look at? You want me to look at Adam? I'll look at Adam. Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve bottoms. Okay. So what happened with Adam here? Another one of Binance's newly listed coins. This one actually might have been in between. No 200-day moving average because, again, we haven't had enough data. So what we do, now we get it. All these new assets that got listed to Binance are all showing golden crosses, potentially. And if that's the case, then we're probably going to see some moves. So how do you get targets? How do we figure this crap out? Let's go. Last relative swing high. Some people would say here or here. I'm going to use this one because that's what I want to use. I think it's conservative. Boom. 50% retrace. Hit the target, right? First target, 382. Second target, 50. Third target, chinky target, 618. Right? Definitely got a bottom right here. And volume picked up right here. Right here. Volume's picking up. Things looking good. RSI. Got your divergence. You could say from here. You could also argue that this was the well-expected trend line. I'm not going to argue with you. Right? You can definitely say both. Looking a little more bearish right now. Because why? You just broke above the 200-day moving average. So what does that mean? That's a huge resistance to break. When you plow through something like that, your next move is typically to cool back down. And then maybe you recharge and go again. Cool. So Adam, yeah, Charles Dow theory, 50%. Thank you very much. And that works with stocks, cryptos, Forex, you name it. It's all there, baby. It's how you read the chart. It's just crypto is a little bit more volatile than some of those assets. Oh, getting stiff, boys. Getting stiff. All right. Here we go. So what else we got? What are you kids doing this weekend? I want to know. What's up? What's on the agenda? Other than crypto. Mana? Again, 200-day moving average seems to be looming. So easy does it. Where's your support? How much support do you have? And left. I mean, you got a little bit here, but you also got some down here too, right? That with, well, you got some MACD divergence. That looks pretty decent. No volume. Where's your volume at, man? You know what I mean? That's crap. There's no volume there. So it doesn't give me a whole lot of hope in that regard. So, I mean, I can try to fib it. I mean, do you count this stupid ass wick? Like, I guess we'll try it. Is this your bottom? I don't know. Probably, maybe. Could keep selling off because it's a low liquidity S coin. Don't say that about my project. That's my favorite project. That's Decentraland, bro. It's gonna be worth $1 million one day. Okay. It's the new Bitcoin. Yeah. I wouldn't touch this. I wouldn't touch it right now. There's not enough volume, not enough things to make me feel sexy about it. Stokes turning down. So this is a watch list, right? This is definitely a watch lister. Yeah. We'll keep an eye on it, though. We'll check in on it. We'll see how she's doing. Who knows? You know, but like I said, I think there's better plays out there right now. Do. Gosh, man, BTT is just doing its thing. It's running. Does anybody have any questions on oscillators that I have, or trading view as a whole on setups and how I have mine set up, or any of that good stuff? Pattern development, questions, comments, concerns. This coffee is like ice cold at this point. Wow. Not bad. Okay. All right. Let's go to ETH. just like Bitcoin, man. It's getting rejected right now. The only thing different with ETH, well, I mean, not really that different. I mean, this is critical right here. You need to see if you're going to close above. You might be forming a higher low here, but I'm not convinced yet. I mean, you got 13 minutes until this candle closes. We'll see. If you can hold the 50-day moving average, then maybe we do see a little bit of a bounce. In my honest opinion, I think ETH is more bullish than Bitcoin at the moment. But, again, they all fall victim to Bitcoin. Where's your volume, dude? Where's your volume? Volume came in here. Where's your volume now? I don't see it. It's tapering off, which is okay because you're showing lower prices. So hopefully you do want to see the volume taper off. But it could be 197 or so before it does, right? Looking at the 30-minute, we're already going below the 200-day moving average, so that's not good, right? That already shows a lot of rejection. This looks kind of toppy to me, right? So, don't necessarily love what I'm seeing here. This definitely looks like rejection. More rejection than Victor's probably getting. Oh, I'm just kidding, buddy. So yeah, I mean, there are some alts moving right now because, Bitcoin's kind of chilling. But yeah, I mean, maybe it's a slower day in the market, But this is why we look at setups. This is why we do it when shit's not cool. So that way we can get it before it gets cool and sell it when it becomes cool. Right? Sure, we can look at it. Island. Okay, dude. Still in the channel. Not much has changed since yesterday. Still kind of in waiting mode. Definitely like this though. This is some divergence. RSI is looking okay. But that's only a 4-hour time scale. Little divergence here. Again, it's that falling wedge that we keep seeing with all these cryptos. And, looking at some targets here. Maybe you do have, okay. So maybe, just maybe, we do have some divergence. So if one was to take this back, you would say that's your line. And then you could potentially argue you got a little something working here. Yeah, okay. Cool. So we're very mature through this pattern. We're not all the way there yet, but I mean, we're reaching some kind of consolidation here. You can see that this little choppiness we have, this is where we kind of held before, and then we saw a nice little run up. Falling down, catching ourselves. Obviously, you don't want to break the yellow trend line, but if we can find a way to break through here, and that could take some time, right? I mean, that could take a couple days, a week, But, and then now you're kind of talking about this top line right here again. So, handy dandy fib tool. If this was your bottom, 331, 359, 386, all potential short-term potential things and stuff. if it plays, right? And it could crap out and never work. 28%. Yep, so that's Ion. So again, that's another watch list, and we'll see what happens from there. But nothing to be 100% screaming about yet, because you're still under all your moving averages. RSI is kind of hesitating. Your MACD doesn't look terrible, but Stoke, none of that. I mean, I'm just not sold yet. So I would say definite watch list. Maybe not something I would trade right now. All right. Let's go to Singletary Net. Connect. Okay. So let's drop that off because that's no longer important. Well-established trend line. And then we fell out. Fell out of the wedge. What are you going to do? Right? Where are you catching yourself at? This tiny-ass little bottom right here. If you can hold. Right? So definitely a low-risk opportunity if you're looking into an asset. Especially displaying bullish divergence. Let's go to the daily. So okay, this is pretty sweet. This is a good situation. So you got bullish divergence on your RSI, and then you also have bullish divergence on your MACD a few different times. So double bottom here, you can kind of see your double bottom, which was here to here, right? And then divergence to here, and then you also diverged again from here to here, yet you're still showing lower lows. So higher levels of strength. So now I'll get back to that ball example again. You're pushing the ball up the hill. You're telling me you have 10 guys, and I add 2 more guys. So now we have 12 people pushing this damn ball up the hill, and yet the ball is going further and further down the hill, which means we added more strength, yet and more people, yet we're still seeing the ball roll further and further down the hill. Doesn't make much sense, which typically means a reversal is coming, right? Usually means we're going to see higher price actions. So, and that's on a daily time scale. Doesn't mean we will today, tomorrow, but it looks like we might be turning the corner here. Goodbye. So if we were to fib this, 200-day moving average is coming up, and then you have your targets, right? Targets are here. Considering that's the wick, I mean, you could argue this, but I took the wick, and hopefully this is the bottom. And then you look for your 382, your 50, your 618, right? And 67%, 90%, 115%. None of that could even play out, too. I mean, there's a chance none of that's even... But, I mean, that's the low-risk opportunity that you take with something that's been selling off and shows better strength. Even a shorter-term play, I would think that 23% maybe could be in your future. Getting yourself back up to that. Now, the only thing I don't like is the angle of this. I don't like how sharp it's still like a 45. I wish this was more level like you see here, and then you see your huge impulse, right? Impulse up, consolidate, sell off, and then dropped out, dropped out, dropped out, dropped out. When are you going to stop selling off? That's the $1 million question. So, I mean, you're back to all-time lows again, right? You're back here, right? Oh my God, is that a double freaking bottom? Maybe. One could potentially argue that that's a double bottom. And then what happens? You diverge. See you on the moon. Thank you very much. So, I mean, again, we'll have to just see. I mean, nothing's a given and nothing, I mean, we take it one candle at a time. But that's how you can trade these assets and, you know, see what happens. But that looks to me like you maybe found support, especially at all-time lows. Maybe a double bottom, maybe breaking above, and we'll see what happens. So, wouldn't put your life savings on it, but, you know, if you got a couple $100 laying around or even $50 laying around, maybe you can buy yourself some ice cream, or maybe you can pay your car insurance. That's, you know, that's the kind of play I think you could be looking at here, depending on how much money you play with. Okay. Moving on. What else we got? What else you kids want to know about? I've been live for about an hour and a half now, so appreciate those of you still tuning in with us. If you do like my content, I appreciate if you hit the like, whatever, all that fun stuff. Subscribe if you think I'm cool. Also, if you want to keep hanging out in Discord, we have the Discord channel as well. So if you want to hang out with me outside of the stream, you can also meet Andiamo, who is more of a swing trader and a higher time frame trader. So we work together, and you can ask us questions. We'd be more than happy to help you. The guys in the Discord are great. So we're just out here trying to help people, help them invest in themselves, and hopefully kind of work you around the crypto market. Or stocks or whatever. If you like technical analysis, if you just like my voice or you think I'm annoying, that's cool too. You know, just out here trying to help people because it's a tough space to navigate through. And I wish I would have had somebody help me because I lost my ass. When you buy Litecoin at $214 and you don't sell it until it goes to 56, you worked for free for a few months. And that's okay because I know I'm not the only one, and that's why I can tell that story and laugh about it and hopefully help people to prevent from doing the same stupid thing that I did. So, all good. Cool. All right, let's see. So, pulling back. It is Friday, too, so you got to remember, too, Friday, you know, we do see a lot of action typically over the weekend, but yeah. Good old E&J. Yeah, dude, we'll take a look at it again, I guess. Take it you must be in on some E&J. Cool, man. We are too. I don't think much has changed in probably 20 minutes, but we shall see. So stupid amounts of bullish divergence on the daily. DI is about to cross. Stokes moving up. And you also have bullish divergence on MACD. So that's pretty sweet. Another reason why we took this trade. And this is where we're at right now. So putting everything in perspective. Broke out of the wedge of this channel. Back testing. Closing at the 50. Hopefully we can hold here. If we do, again, look at this, top side, double topped, right? Hopefully we can retrace and continue to be bullish and march our way up the freaking chart and hit our target lines, right? That's the move, hopefully. But again, we have to wait, right? We're waiting. We're seeing what happens, and who knows, maybe we crap out here and we come back down and retest this trend line. Right? Because this happens all the time. But definitely could make a case, even if you were to go to here. Something big's about to happen, regardless. So 4 hours time, I would love to see this print up a green candle saying that we defended the 50 moving average, and then maybe we see higher prices. That would be very ideal. It would be the 200-day moving average on the hourly. So definitely need to see us see. And this is what's really cool too. We broke out. Yeah, we broke out, wicked out, closed above, and now we're rejecting lower prices. So we're saying we don't want to go back below. And if we don't want to go back below, then that probably means we're going to be going higher, because this is an impulse, huge impulse up. Here's your consolidation, and then hopefully we can run again, right? A closing above that 200-day moving average, which moves these oscillators up and would give us that golden cross that we oh so cherish. Right? And it's already up, 9% for us for the day. So we're already happy. We're not taking a loser. But we believe that maybe there could be more. At least I believe that. And based off this hourly, I'm liking this support right here. I'm liking that we're rejecting lower prices and we're trying to stay bullish. That's ideal to me. Okay. If the BTC break down the 6K support, that means the bear market will continue. Well, let's go back to Bitcoin for you, buddy. I see what you're saying. Yes, but here's what I will argue with you. Here's the case that I want to make. I wonder if the Bitstamp chart, do I still have my chart on that? I don't think I do. Damn it. All right, we'll do it on Binance. It's all good. Is that one I have marked up? Okay. Okay, so again, recap: bearish, broke down, getting rejected by the 50, which is very unlike ENJ, which is not getting rejected right now. So it looks to me like we are coming down. Yes, if we break 6K, but here's my issue, because here's why I would argue that we're 100%, maybe not 100% bearish. In the fact that this right here, I'm going to freaking paint this into your brain if I can get the right tool. This is something we haven't seen in a very, very long time in Bitcoin. Okay? Keep an eye on this little bad boy. This is called the Golden Cross. This is where the yellow line goes above the white line. And we haven't seen that. We touched above here. Okay, let's just backtrack. Let's do a little backtracking. Broke above here. Saw the huge run up. This was all the FOMO. And we then crossed back below. So this is where the Golden Cross actually ended. This would have been a signal to maybe get out of the market. We then revamped right back up and then broke down again. And we tested. We tried to get above. Got rejected. Tried to get above. Rejected. Tried to get above. We aren't having a Friday night date. And then we just got rejected so many times where we eventually just said, screw it. And we sold off very hard, right? Caught the support. Now, why is that important? Is because, one, we got back above here. So that's exciting. And we're seeing the Golden Cross on a daily. But like you said, like I do agree, depending on where this thing slows down, right? And where we catch ourselves. If we can't sustain and this cross, because this could cross right back down and we could be screwed. We could be sitting at 3,000 again in no time, right? But that's why as an analysis and chart as analysts, we look at the candles and the patterns and we see what's there. So is it possible for us to break to 65? Yes. Is it possible for us to break to 53? Yes. Is it possible for us to maybe even break to like 5,000, 5,100? Absolutely. Would it be a lot? In my opinion, yes. But it's very, very easy to do, right? So Bitcoin's volatility is crazy. That's what makes it so exciting. As well as your oscillators look like you're still bearish this very moment. So doesn't mean we can't recharge and go again. So I would probably adjust this. And I would say You need to hold the yellow lines. If you don't hold the yellow lines, we're probably having a bad day. Right? And this is our first support, 65 hundo. I guess technically where we're at right now, but we got to hold this. If we can hold this, this is super bullish. If we can hold this, it's somewhat bullish. If we can hold this, it's the last recovery that we have until I would say that we're pretty bearish. Right? And that's what you get when you get these huge impulses. When you impulse super hard up like that, where's your support, right? Where was your support? It's all the way back down here. You know what I mean? So this huge region right here, this freaking red line, you don't want to go below that again. That would not be ideal. But if you can close above that, then I would like to think that we can still be bullish. So to answer that question, right now I'm bullish, but you're right. If we can go below those lines, then potentially, you know, 6K. If we break 6K, then yeah, we're teetering, man. I would like to say if we go below 51 hundo, I think that we would start to go pretty bearish. Cool? Cool. All right. Sorry, I'm eating lunch. Okay. What else we got? CMT, Storm, Link. I think we covered a lot of these. Yeah, we can do waves. We'll do waves. That's one we always like, right? Anybody watch that crypto movie? You guys ever seen the crypto movie that came out? It's pretty actually not a bad movie. Okay. So we're reaching some levels here. Look at these stop loss wicks. Stop loss wick. Stop loss wick hit almost the 1272. Interesting. All right, let me back this boy down. I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit. So we are on a needle, a jock strap of support right here. So not terrible. We definitely have a chance to bounce, but that's just one thing. Now let's look at your oscillators. So we are showing divergence of the bullish variety on a daily, so that's decent. Trend strength for ADX is coming down, so that's nice because red's on top of green. So we definitely want to, you know, that means the selling pressure is starting to taper off, which is good. And then your MACD is showing triple MACD bullish divergence. So on a daily time scale, not bad. Not bad at all. So here to here to here, triple MACD bullish divergence on a daily time scale with a signal cross showing divergence looks pretty decent. Right now, I'd say we're in this wedge. So, I mean, you could argue where you need your second touch point, right? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's 1 and 2. 1. Maybe you find your second one right here, right? I don't like how this is tapering down. I like how the trend strength is going down, but I don't like how red's still on top of green. That's not awesome. We are reaching all-time lows, I mean, for this particular pattern. So, I mean, if we were to see a bounce, we would hope that it would come very shortly, right? So let's back this to a 4-hour and let's see what we can do. So we got the top-down point of view. Now let's see what we're dealing with. Okay, so we're stalling right now. We're seeing rejection, or we're testing the 50-day moving average. So it definitely had a bottom here, impulsed up, consolidated, and now we're trying to test. Right now we're showing rejection. So let's blow it up right here. Huge impulse up, wicked above, didn't close. Wicked, 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 but we still can't seem to get above, even though we are showing higher levels of momentum. So that's decent. So that leads me to believe, I would say that we're more bullish than bearish, at least right now, how I'm looking at the chart, because I'm seeing divergence here. I'm also seeing a lower level of volume, which means that volume is tapering off, which means selling pressure is going down. And then I'm also seeing your oscillators start to pick up. So I'm seeing the Stoke go to a bullish territory for strength. I'm seeing green on top of red for your ADX. And then your trend strength looks like it's trying to catch itself and maybe fire back up. And that would be awesome. So how would we get a target from there? Let's find out. So just like Bitcoin, when we fell off that cliff and made that proper retracement, we're going to take this as the swing high. We're going to hope that this is the swing low. It may not be, because look at this stupid ass stop loss. We could try to fill that gap and fill that void, right? Nothing to say we can't. But if that would potentially be your low, well, then you're looking at, okay, makes sense. 200-day moving average is sitting at around the 236. So let's just grab the tool for good measure. If you were to break out here, this would be a low risk opportunity. Maybe you go to here, within a day or two. Next target would be the 382, 36%, 50%, which would basically be like poking out of the wedge, right? And then if you get a 618, that's just gravy, right? So definitely some chances here. I think with lower downside. I mean, if one was to set this up, I don't know if you guys know how to do this or not, but if we were to set a long position, we would say this is our stop would be like here, and this would be our potential, maybe a little bit lower, because you could get stopped out. Okay, so you're risking, and this is, this is all however you like to play and how much risk management you like to choose. But you basically have like almost a 3.75 to 1 risk ratio here. So, and that's, granted, if you hit the 382, let's say you backed it down a little bit, you still have a 2.5 risk to reward ratio. So lower risk opportunity, especially on descending volume with higher level of prices, lower level of prices, but higher level of strength. So definitely a thing you could potentially look at here. One could even argue that this was your wave 1. This is coming down to form wave 2, and maybe you're starting to make your wave 3, 4, and 5. That's Elliott wave. I don't know if you guys know about that. I do speak on that, but I don't want to confuse anybody. So if you have questions, I'll do my best to answer those. But you've been selling off, and now you're back to lows. You're back to your all-time lows. So one would think that maybe you could potentially take a low-risk opportunity here. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Maybe you lose 2-3%. Whatever. No big deal. You don't win every trade you take. And if you talk to somebody who says they win every trade they take, they're probably full of shit. But it's setting those high probability setups. Having those out there to use, that's the only thing you can do as a trader. If you can go 6 or 7 out of 10 on your trades, so that means you win 6 or 7 out of every 10, you're doing pretty damn good. Don't think that that's bad. That's a pretty good look. Cool. All right, so that's waves, and that's how we're seeing it. So let's go ahead and pop back over to BTC. Just get a quick update on that. Bing, bing, bing. Yup, here comes the rejection, man. No divergence yet, so no reason to panic or FOMO. Maybe a little bit, but I still don't find it. I still think you're coming down. In my opinion, I still think you're coming down. Like I said, we talked about this going to, 65, maybe 51. I'm sorry, 61. Those are the areas that I'm targeting. So if you're in a short, I think you're looking okay right now. That's pretty cool if you're in a short. Cool. see what else is popping. See what other questions people have. Cool. We have been live for what, almost 2 hours now, so that's pretty cool. KNC. Yeah, we haven't looked at KNC in a while. I guess we could take a look at that. Looking like all the other S coins out there. Let's get a top-down point of view. Rejection, dude. Look at this rejection. Tried to golden cross, got slapped back down. Tried to do it here. You actually broke above. Same here. Sold off super hard, right? So this is the trade setup that we caught way back when. So let's do, well, let's actually real quick, let's check some oscillators. Okay, so maybe you're working on something here, little divergencies. Yes, I do believe in patterns. I do believe in trading patterns and time is fractal and all that good stuff. Yes, I do trade patterns. I trade channels. I do those in unison and with coinciding variables, right? And I don't know if you've been looking at my charts, but I definitely have drawn some channels and wedges. You mean like candlestick patterns? Like haramis or like XY, AB, all that good stuff? What are you talking about exactly? Like harmonics? Yeah, but I think I know what you're talking about. What kind of pattern would you be talking about, Rax? I'm just curious, so I can hopefully better educate you or help you out with that, or we can both learn something together. You know. Yep, so that's K and C. And we shall see. Cool. Cool. Oh, you have a delay of about 30 seconds. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, I don't know. YouTube's a little weird, man. I'm also new to streaming, so some of this stuff is new to me. So I'm my own tech guy too. So if you see anything on the stream that maybe isn't adding up or is hard to understand, I'll do my best to answer questions and fix things. I'm learning as I go. This is my first time ever using Streamlabs, and yeah, so I'm learning too, learning every day. Think I can fly. I would love to catch a scalp. That would be awesome. I like your style, my man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, man, we're here to help. You know, I don't know how long you've been in crypto for, but you know, a lot of people have taken a lot of bad advice from people and lost a bunch of money. You know, whether they joined a paid situation or whatever, you know, or took bad advice from a friend that said, hey, you got to buy this crypto, you know, and it fell off a cliff. So I have fallen for some scams in crypto, and I'm still very bullish on it. I still believe in it, and I still want to teach people and educate people. So that's what this channel's for, man. It's to ask questions, and we can critically think together and talk about ideas and strategies. And, you know, I'm willing to put myself out there, and I'm not saying everything I say is right. I'm just, from my knowledge and from somebody who does this for a living, you know, I do trade, I guess, professionally. I would like to help other people because I didn't start that way. I started by getting my ass wrecked, like most people do. And yeah, I don't wish that on anybody. I would never wish that on anybody because it's a long, lonely path, man. You know, I blew up my first trading account. I can't lie. I freaking wrecked it, you know. But then I learned and I educated myself, and that's all you can do, you know. And that's the best way to learn, is by getting humbled by something. You're never going to learn if you just win all the time. You got to lose. You got to take some L's. So, cool. I do. Thanks for that. I really appreciate the kind words. And yeah, this is basement. So, I mean, sometimes, whatever. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing these streams. I mean, like, the length of them, but as long as people are still engaging and asking questions and want to learn, then I'll try to be here as much as I can, as much as you guys want me here. So I appreciate that. Because us crypto people got to stick together, man, because the real free world, 99%, don't give a shit about us. They think we're crazy, right? And that's cool by me. Get this, breaking the wedge. We gon' make some money. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-da. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, man. Freaking textbook. Textbook. With that divergence? Are you kidding me? You freaking kidding me, dude? Boom. Bullish divergence. Bullish divergence. Bullish divergence. Bullish divergence. Cross. Stoke. Everything's turning up. Now we are reaching a critical line. But if we can smash through that, I don't think there's really much stopping us to get to 16. Maybe even 20. That would be super ideal. Let's just go to the 2-day. Yeah. Okay, so the 2-day already poked above. Let's go to the 2-hour. 2 hours golden crossing. That's super nice to see. The crypto dog. Okay, well, good for him, dude. Hell yeah. There you go. I don't know who that is, but if it works, man. It really doesn't matter how you get it as long as you get it, right? I'm just trading the things that I see. I don't really concern myself with what other people are trading, because at the end of the day, I'm my best oscillator. I'm my best indicator. And if I can pick up a chart and read it at any time and I don't have to rely on somebody else, then there's a lot of beauty in that to me, because that means I can trade anywhere. But dude, if he calls it, heck yeah, man. And you got in or whatever, then that's freaking awesome. That's super cool. Do 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 da da da. They also just had an airdrop too, which is pretty nice. Actually, see how good old TRX is doing, because Justin Sun. Let's see what Justin Sun's up to. Oh, we breaking out? Look at you. Look at you trying to do some things. Well expected trend line. It's a 1 hour. Okay. Now the real question is, how's the tether pairing doing? Because this one we've had a chart on for a while. I think I can fly. Okay. Let's go to the daily. Hey yo. Hey yo. a huge pattern if this thing plays. I don't love it. I don't love that. I think I can fly. Look at this well-respected trend line, man. Just slightly went below and then caught yourself. Oh, baby. Okay, Stokes turning up. There we go. I'd like to see us close above this. If we can close above this 50-day moving average, that would be kind of decent. Oh, hang on. Okay. So yeah, keep an eye on that. And obviously this is going to be dependent superly on or heavily on Bitcoin, right? Because it's the tether pairing. So if Bitcoin goes down, what's going to happen to tether? You tell me. Oh man, I got into crypto at the worst time ever. I got into crypto in February of 2018. I got my ass wrecked. You know, made all the stupid beginner mistakes, paid for stupid advice, and all types of stuff, man. So that's why you have to learn and educate yourself, because people will take your money if you don't educate yourself. Because the idea of being able to sit at home and trade for a living is, I'm sure, appealing to a lot of people, a lot of cats, but it's not as easy as it sounds, right? It took me a year to really feel like I had a grasp on it before I could ever educate and teach people. Like, and you don't have to listen to me or whatever I say. I mean, you can have your own ideas and thoughts, but yeah, this is just how I see the market. It's just one person's viewpoint, and you probably shouldn't just listen to one person. You should probably go, use yourself for one, but cross-reference, me and whatever, 10 other people. But at the end of the day, you make the decision on what you're going to do, because I don't push that buy or sell button for you. You know what I mean? I just give you what I'm looking at potentially. And then if you're in the Discord and you can see all my plays or whatever, but I mean, I do offer all this stuff online just to try to help people, because I know it's tough, right? And I try to answer any questions and all the fun stuff along the way. And I just enjoy the crypto people, man. It's a good group of people. I think everybody thinks that we're just like criminals or something, just buying dark web stuff, and that's not necessarily the case, and I want to change the environment on that. So hopefully we can do that. Oops. Oh, look at us go, baby. This is that close and that jump. Here we go. So if we can break above here, that would be good. That would be nice. We're up pretty substantially today on this bad boy. So hopefully you guys came in it to win it. We're definitely trying to break above, which is cool. We're breaking above topside. Got to get above here, man. Got to get above here if we're going to continue to run, right? But chart's looking decent, right? So all we can do is sit and wait and take it one candle at a time. But trend strength looks good. You have a good look on your stoke, and you're looking to be closing above. Like you broke out, back tested, and now you're trying to run again. And maybe the top side targets the red line, but maybe you smash through and you go right to the white line, right? So that would be cool. Think I could fly when I'm with you. Let's go to 1 hour. Coming up on red side, so that would be the first profit that we were looking at. It's a more shallow retrace from what we were looking at. Look at this candle, baby. Look at this candle go. We got a little under half an hour here before we close. And that looks definitely to be a clear break. I mean, a clean break of this wedge. Now let's do this. Let's do a little bit of this action. So, impulse up, right? Use the wick if you want to. And now, what do we do? Oh my God, what does that look like? So this would become your impulse up, and then you have your consolidation, your flag, your pennant, however you want to look at it. And now it's like, if you go, you're probably touching red line, because what's going to catch you? I mean, you got a little chop right here, don't get me wrong, but nice to see. Impulsed up, consolidated, fell out, impulse back up. I mean, it happens, right? And this, again, you're on a 30-minute chart, so you got to be a little bit, it's not that valid, but you definitely can see it here. This is your flag, right? This is your bull flag that you printed. If you bull flag, oh my God. So the way flags work, you take the length of the, in my experience, this is how I trade them. You take the flag right here, the pole, and essentially you move it up, right? And this is how you find your target. Oh my God, looking like it's close to that white line. So, could be a nice little, could be a nice little potential gain here. But you could also say you're getting rejected by this, you know what I mean? So you got to have a clean break. You're getting volume, but you're not heavy, right? You're not heavy-handed for sure. You definitely need a break. You need to break me off a piece of that Kit Kat for sure. Cool. So that's ENJ again. I know we've talked about it. I've looked at most of these assets. Oh, TNB was another one that I talked about, and let's get over to that one real quick, because I know some of you are probably curious. Times New Bank. This is one that I called at like 64 sats, roughly. Okay, so you're looking like a double bottom here on the daily, which is nice. Let's back this baby down. So your swing high might be a little bit high. Maybe you're here. Okay, I could have been shooting for the moon, which is cool. But you definitely have found some kind of support here, right? Definitely some kind of a bottomy support. Looking left, where's your support? Where's your support? You don't have any. Look at the daily real quick. Oh, okay, cool. All-time lows. But you bounce back up. So all-time lows bounce back into this region, and now you're kind of stalling. Cool. So pitchfork forming potentially. I like this. This looks decent. Not oversold. Check this out. Cool. Okay. Touch point, takeoff. Typically, that's how some of these things work. I mean, it usually works that way with candlesticks. I know that may mean nothing to you. It's kind of like something that I use, but 1 and 2, and then you finally bump and run. So maybe, just maybe, we holding above the 50, which is not all bad. And what do? We take our handy dandy fib tool. Here to here to here. All potential plays, right? Pending we don't break down. But it looks to me like we're getting some curvature, so that's nice. Ooh, okay. Nice to see here too. Nice little clean little break. So that's not awful. Got above the 200, and you're about to golden cross is what it looks like. Now you could get slapped down. Where's your volume? You don't have any, but looking like we are trying to recover here. Nice little bounce. So cool beans, man. Cool freaking beans. Cool. What other questions do you guys have? You guys have any questions or anything? Am I just talking gibberish? Am I talking to myself? If it is, that's cool too. Oh, the whole Trump trading war. I mean, yeah, dude, it's definitely helping crypto markets right now, in my opinion. I mean, it's hurting the stock market and helping crypto, right? Because what does that ensue? It ensues panic and fear. So what do you not want your money in? US dollars. What do you want them in? Something else. What's something else? Cryptocurrency. Right? So nothing terrible there. I definitely think it's helping crypto. Absolutely think it's helping crypto. To what level? I don't know, because as much as that's fundamental news, I also trade the charts. So it's staying unbiased 100%, not 100%, but mostly to the news and just looking at the charts unemotionally. And all the technicals are kind of lining up as to why it would do that. So yes, you could say bullish news came out, but obviously looking at just the coin, like, you guys are good on TNB. Let me go back to BTC. So yes, I do think it's helping crypto, but also like just going back to this, and I know I keep bringing it up, but I want to continue to beat it into your brains. You guys already were all over this, so we'll delete that. Okay. So with this, I mean, the golden cross was right here. And we saw the Adam and Eve bottom right here. So, I mean, as far as you can say that it's bullish news, but it's like it was already coming, right? Because we saw the trend right here where the 21 moved above the 50, swing trading, right? And then it crossed above the 200 and the yellow line followed. Golden cross. So as much as we like to say it's the trade Trump, China situation, it also respected technical analysis. And that's mainly what I trade. Sorry, I'm checking text. I get a bartend tomorrow, which is kind of cool. I haven't bartended in almost a year. Yeah, I'm bartending the 500, so that'll be fun. Picked up a cool little just meet and greet with people, and should be fun. But so yeah, to answer your question, man, it's a combination of both. It's that, bullish news coming out with, I guess technically kind of bullish news for crypto, and that, and yeah, oscillators lining up. Thanks for the music, man. I like that. Appreciate that. If you guys have any recommendations on music too, I'm using the non-copyrighted stuff on the Spotify Premium because I don't know another way to get good music onto YouTube without getting your videos taken down because of copyright infringement. So yeah, I'm figuring all that out. But this has been a good start. I mean, if you look back at my old videos, I've definitely come a long way since then. Within a month. I mean, we started this channel on the 1st pretty much. So that's cool, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out and supporting it in any way. So thank you. Because it's cool, man. I think crypto's on the up and up. Uh-oh. We have to go to Raven. Of course we got to go to Raven. Why would we not? This thing's been gold to us. Raven coin. Raven connect. Raven connect. Raven connect. Okay. So what happened here? Upward sloping ascending channel, ascending broadening wedge. Top side resistance. Tweezer double topped. Boom. Yeah. 200-day moving average bounce, very, very critical there. And yeah, definitely a downward sloping wedge or a falling wedge, however you'd like to look at it. Doesn't mean we still can't fall out. Doesn't mean we can't come back down to here and retest. Almost like Twig and Thatchy, right? Very Twig and Thatchy, if you would. But right now it looks like if we can catch some support, which we're sitting on, and we have the 200-day moving average as confluence, not half bad. Definitely meeting our criteria for the trade setup that we had. Go ahead and just drop this down a little bit, and yeah, so support, falling wedge. And we'll see what happens. Definitely nice to see us catch ourselves here, though. Whether we continue to sell off or not, nice little trade setup that we posted, at least short term. So, seems to be trying to retest topside, which topside, crazy enough, red line, right where the 200-day moving average is. See what happens. But maybe a potential, a little bit more on it. At least from just a it's not much. It's another maybe 12%. What are we looking at, Victor? I'm sorry, dude. Well, we're looking at Raven right now. It's another S coin or altcoin, I guess, if you will, for cryptocurrency. But that's what we're looking at right now. Okay, so that's, go ahead and get rid of that because that was stuff from whatever ago. If it's not relevant anymore, I like to take it off my chart because it's not doing me any good and it's just getting me confused. I think a lot of people think that, hey, the more crap I put on my chart, the better it is. And sometimes the most simplest charts can make you the most money. Okay. So, what do we got? What do we got? So we saw the bullish divergence right here. That was part of the trade setup for the short term. And then we saw... I must have drawn this on a way lower time frame. Yeah, right here. I drew it on the hourly. Okay, cool. So, I mean, yeah. Rode the channel, reached the red line, crapped out, makes sense, showed bearish divergence, sold off. Now we're trying to go again. 12 minutes. Again, reaction at the 200-day moving average, and wow, starting to make its run, man. Cool, good for Raven. Awesome. Definitely maybe eyeballing double top, maybe eyeballing red line, right? But this coin, when it goes, man, it freaking goes. You know what I mean? Got room to run on your RSI, so that's decent, especially on the hourly. So could continue to see a move. I like the fact that we have a golden cross and the 21 is on top. So the yellow line is I'm sorry, the orange line is doing its thing. So all the good things here, my friend. All good things. Definitely could see some divergence here. Ooh, okay. Let's even get it bigger. So, what do we got? Double bottom. Right here, double bottom. Low side of the trend line. This was a double bottom. We called that. This is why we saw the impulse up. And then we have a flag, right? So you get your flag, your bull pennant, whatever the hell you want to call it. And then we draw some shapes. Think I can fly. Think I can fly when I'm with you. Cool. So I would say that that's the pennant, right? That's the pennant we're looking in. Tried to break out above, got rejected, got slapped back down to the bottom side, held, ran up again. Sideways, sideways, dropped back down below, immediately ran right back up, and now we're retesting topside. So if we can break above here, volume is decreasing. So we'll see. Could happen. Now, if we get rejected here, I'm not going to be feeling too sexy, but we'll see. Everything else looks pretty good. Divergencies. Okay. And if it is a reverse head and shoulders almost completed on BTC, that means a big reverse head and shoulders. You talking about an inverse head and shoulders? What time scale? What time scale are you looking at? Not reverse head and shoulders. What are you talking about? Like that's the head and shoulders? I don't know what you mean. I guess you could definitely argue that. Yeah, Rex, what do you mean by it? I'll try to answer it. I just don't understand what you mean. Yeah, let me know what you mean, dude. Try to help me clarify that so I can get you taken care of. Bear flaggy. Kind of developing. I still think it's bearish. But I mean, regardless, I mean, yeah, big move down in my opinion. Yeah, I think we're probably moving down. At least short term, and then, you know, like maybe we reset our oscillators and go again. See, this right here. This is changing my opinion a little bit. Like this This could be nice. This could be a saving grace right here. Because even though on smaller time frames, when we saw we were breaking below, you still got to confirm that with higher time frames. So we talked about we didn't hold that line. We broke down. We're probably going to retest this and try to stay within this yellow line. Now, if we can stay within this yellow line and the white line, then I think we have a chance to reset and go again. Definitely could make an argument for that. Especially with, you know, maybe that's a double bottom. Maybe you call that a double bottom and cuckoo chew. But, okay, so I've been live for 2 hours and 26 minutes. I'm going to stay alive, but I'm also going to go to the bathroom really quick. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. All right. Whew. Had to break the seal, man. It's been, what, 2.5 hours? Got some lunch in me. I think it's time for a beer. You know? Water beer. That's all I have. So, that's what we get. That's what we get. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. 12.05 left shoulder. 12.05 left shoulder. What are you talking about? Oh, down here. Okay. Hold up. On a 4-hour chart? Is that what? Oh, I probably screwed that up. Oh, the 11-hour. Is that what you're talking? Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. That's the only thing I don't know. You said you're seeing a left shoulder. Are you calling this a shoulder? $11-hour. I'm on the 11-hour. I don't know. Maybe you didn't mean that. I feel like I'm not telling you what you... On the 4-hour chart. Okay, on the 4-hour chart, you're saying left shoulder at I don't know where you're seeing. Oh, you're saying here? Maybe this is a shoulder. I feel like we're just having a miscommunication because I don't know what you're. I wouldn't necessarily call anything a shoulder. Right? Like this right here, that's a shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Dumped. Dumpville. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Crap that out really big. On 7125 price. 7125. Oh, so you're talking like zoomed in. Okay. Oh, you're talking like shorter term. Okay, I'm with you. So I mean, I would say this right here. You're talking about this region? I would say this is double top. I would say, I guess you can call it, I mean, yeah, I would say this is double top. Oh, I mean, are you thinking like shoulder, head, shoulder? Is that kind of what you're maybe thinking about playing out? Let's try to blow this up for the kids at home. Yeah, because this looks double toppy to me. And that's why I think we're seeing the sell-off, because we got the bearish divergence, topside resistance, a lot of overhead. Cool. All right, cool, yeah. So, I mean, technically, I guess if you wanted to call this a shoulder, a head, and then a shoulder, I mean, yeah, you could argue that. I don't know how valid it is. I mean, I would definitely just say, hey, I just kind of recognize this, and maybe that's just me. I kind of just saw this as a head and shoulders. Right, or like a double, not a head and shoulders, double top, sorry. Whoops. And then we still, again, rejection. We're still getting rejected here. We are probably coming to here. Or here. It's probably going to happen. Okay. Cool. Let's go to XRP. Good old XRP Nation. I'll do both charts. Ooh, okay. You trying to hold yourself? You trying to hold yourself accountable there, XRP? Let's see if you held. Let's see if you're gonna hold. You could see a potentially recovery bounce here. Looks very similar to Bitcoin too. 1, 2, 3. Wait, okay, so that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. I mean, how do you get a 4 and a 5 out of there? I don't. 4 and 5, that's 8 years. It's not a big enough time frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then now you're working on an A, a B, and a C. You got divergence? Sure don't. Volumes tapering. I mean, if you hold at the 618, you're probably going to go back up to the 382. It's not terrible. See, I don't like this flagging out crap, though. This flagging out bullshit on the RSI. That's just asking to be a diving board, this tank. You know what I mean? So. Oh, man, that's cold. Let's check some XRP. Let's check into Bitcoin. Let's see how Bitcoin pairing looks. Maybe it looks better. Okay. Well, So we had the wedge. Broke down, but we're still holding the 200, which is decent. And flagging out, right? Impulse up, consolidation. We traded the shit out of this. If we can somehow pierce through here, maybe we got a shot. You want to know a pattern that didn't play out like we thought? This bad boy, we thought that was going to play heavy. And we got a little bit, but not much. You know? Go back to BTC. Because that one's the one everybody's looking at right now. It's the one everybody cares about. Okay. Hold up. See, where's your volume, though? It's like, this is a decent looking candle, but where's the volume? I think it's just a fake out to continue to sell off, probably. But if you can hold here, if you can get above this line, then I'm feeling a little bit better about it. But not convinced. I still think you're probably coming back down to here. Yeah, I probably still think you're coming. And then maybe you do your thing. You do your thing. Okay. How's the 2 hour looking? Because that would tell us. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you're getting. I mean, that could be the double bottom potentially, right? Could be just a short term play as a bounce. That 200-day moving average is definitely looming. So, I mean, we've talked about that. I mean, multiple times today, and the fact that probably coming down, touching that, and then we'll see what happens. If this double bottom plays out, it could fake everybody out though, and who knows? Because again, you got to remember too, dude. As I explain all this, I'm not the only person that's probably looking at it this way, right? There's probably other people who are also super smart and market makers and whales who obviously can have the same access to the same indicators and the same stuff as me, right? It's just that this is how I'm viewing the market, and this is what, I'm making my educated decision based off that. So don't think that, like, they can't pull the rug in a second. Okay, I'd like to see us get above here, right? This little candle that we're printing up, because the RSI looks decent, but I would love to see us not get rejected by that 200. Think I can fly. Think I can fly when I'm with you. Check my ass coin. See, it's like trying, but it's getting rejected right now. I mean, everybody can have their arguments, but that's decent. But still, again, I think we could probably still get rejected by the 50. Wouldn't be surprised there at all. Which is what we're doing on a smaller time frame. And we're going into oversold territory. So we wicked above this candle. Okay, so basically in 15 minutes, we're pretty much going to have our answer, I would think. If we can get higher than high, 7. Boy, we battling bear or bullish divergence here. That's nice. Probably why we're seeing that uptick. But like I said, I think they could be trapping you. This seems definitely fakish. At least to me right now. I mean, no real volume here. I mean, I guess if you're getting a little, but yeah, I think this was just a short-term bounce. Good though. So okay, let's just see. Let's just say. So if we were to be a scalper, which is what I do a lot. I don't do as much on this stream, but swing high, swing low, probably here. Probably shooting for the moon a little bit there. You're coming up to the 382. So I mean, if one was to say, hey, bear flag looked like it was kind of dumping a little bit. I mean, 382.5, which would basically say, hey, you're going to go to the 200-day moving average, which could be a trade. 7,400 could definitely potentially still be in play. And then you sell off again. And what would you make? Here's why I think that could be a potential play. Because you have one touch point here. Where's your second touch point, right? You'd have to go here, and that's way too sharp of a turn for me to be like, yeah, that's valid. But if you were to go up here, well, then that would confirm bearish divergence on the candlesticks, and then we would be talking again. And again, this is our channel, right? This was our channel, and we're kind of falling out of it. Like we're still in the channel, but we're not. We're definitely testing low side. Now you do have a little bit of support here, which is probably why we're seeing that, pump, whatever you want to call it, right? But there's a little bit of support here. And you are showing, you are showing it with your RSI. So, but again, it's a 10-minute chart. It's just a quick play, right? So let's just say, for example, I mean, you could scalp it for like maybe almost 2%. So this candle just closed, and this, okay, that doesn't look super awesome. Like I said, I still think we're going down. I haven't had much of a reason to want to change that. Oh shoot, what's going on here? Oh, everything was zoomed in because I was on 10-minute chart. That's why. Yeah. See, that doesn't look bullish. Like this rounded up bull crap just looks like it's going to make a point and then sell back off. We'll see though. From a daily, I mean, yeah, we're coming down. I mean, this is where you got to catch yourself. You got to catch here. You catch here, you bounce, and then we're talking. Cool. Those new coins, though, getting listed to Binance. Those things are on a tear today. After they sold off super hard. I'll check it, man. BRD. This is such a shit coin. This is... What in the world? Look at these pumps, dude. Look at these stupid ass pumps. How do you even begin? Oh my god. Like what? Whoops, hang on. Inverse head and shoulders, maybe? That's still a it's such an ass coin, right? You're trading a piece of dirt at this point. It's so hard to trade something like this. I mean, yes, you could potentially say that's an inverse head and shoulders. But dude, it is an ass coin. Not sold. Looks like you're just kind of consolidating up to crap out. You can trade it if you want, man. I wouldn't touch it. Ooh. Looks good. Looks good. Nice. We're getting there. We are getting there. Okay. Cool. So what else you guys got? I mean, I've covered a ton of coins. I think I've covered like 15, 18 assets today. What other questions do you guys have? Or anything? Anything else? Or I might have to go get some food. It's been almost 3 hours. Oh, man. Oh. think. I mean, we can check it, man. I still think you gotta wait for that 200 day. You know. You're just kind of like flagging out. The longer you flag out like this, the quicker I think you're gonna drop. I mean, sure, on the 30-minute you can make an argument that you're probably gonna touch 200 and then probably bounce, but that ain't gonna be for another while. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know what the Ripple people are doing. Cool. Yeah, Ripple, I don't believe in you right now. Not till you show me something different. Yeah, that's Ripple. I mean, not much to say here. There's not much going on. Even from a scalping perspective. Wow, let's go back to something that actually has been bullish today. Yeah, you're coming down. You're coming down. So definitely a wedge there. Probably about to crap out. Whoa. Vito, is this what you looking at? How crypto is manipulated? Bull, bear, accumulation, distribution. Okay. I mean, if this is your analysis, we'll see. You know what I mean? Like, time will tell, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say you're wrong because I don't have enough. But okay, I think you're having. I mean, I like where you're at with that. I mean, makes sense. I think that's more of a question for Andiamo since he is a longer term trader, right? I think he would have a great answer for that. To me, I was like, I mean, yeah, you definitely could be, right? You're on the weekly. What exchange are you on? Oh, brand new coin. I don't know what. Why can't I find it? Is that not on? I don't ever look at brand new coins, so. Is it the futures market? Just look at this. Just curious. Interesting. Maybe. Maybe you bought them there on Elf. You and these rainbow charts. Nah, it's cool, man. Hey, you know what? I mean, everybody's got an opinion, right? I mean, not to say it's wrong, right? I don't know, right? Nobody really honestly knows unless you're a market maker. And that's what we do. We just try to analyze the chart that's in front of us. So, I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked that far out. But we shall see. Short term, this bad boy. Looking like. Don't you FOMO. I mean, you can definitely see the impulse up, and then I don't really trade this coin, but I mean, if one was to hey man, and who's to say that my charts are right? I'm just, this is how I, this is how I critically think, right? And I figured, why not give it to the people? Let you guys, not saying it's right, just looking at it, trying to stay unemotional. Because these are Tinder dates, boys. These are Tinder dates. These aren't wives. These aren't girlfriends. These aren't long-term relationships. These are Tinder dates. But, I mean, you can definitely see the huge impulse up. And, definitely have the consolidation. So, I mean, and that's just it, man. It's like taking, maybe what I do or maybe not what I do, but learning, right? And just watching and learning and asking questions. And that's what we're here for. Here to help learn, So it's all good vibes. It's all good stuff. I mean, you're definitely, if one was to say, hey, okay, let's just, this is a short-term situation. If you break here and you run, maybe you continue, right? I'm going to go ahead and make it. That way y'all can't fight me on it. But if you were to break out, I think something like that could be possible. Could be a little high. $886. 886, and we sold off. So did Bitcoin though for a second, and then it freaking ran up to the 1618. So symmetrical triangle on impulse flag up. Who knows, dude? Who knows? Maybe you make a full 1-to-1, which would, We'll keep an eye on it. Give a look to the whole cryptocurrency market crap. All right, we can do that. I don't even know what the ticker on that is. Total? It's total, right? Okay. Let's see what we got. So the total crypto market cap, I mean, as you can see, just like Bitcoin, we saw a huge impulse, and we saw the golden cross. So we saw it here, broke back down, we consolidated, and then we decided to run back up, and that's why we saw the increase. We saw an increase in market cap in dollars, which means we saw increase in price. Oh, shit, what did I do? That away. Okay. So, I mean, 4 hour, you're sitting at the 50-day moving average. If you can hold that, that's awesome. If not, you're probably coming back down to test the 200. And from a daily time scale, let's see what you got. Again, you made that Adam and Eve bottom right here. Very similar looking to Bitcoin, because that's the dominant one. And here we go. Golden cross right here on a daily time scale for the entire cryptocurrency market cap. That's pretty nice. Haven't seen that in a while. So last time we saw it was here, and we got rejected pretty hard on a Friday night. And we slept with our pillow that night. So that's what it is, up here we saw the golden cross. And here we go. Almost touched, consolidated, and then we ran to the moon. Dropped down, retested, showed bearish divergence, crapped out, and now we're trying to recap. So what I would do is, you can fib this too, man. How you would do that is you would getting ready to come up on a 50% retrace of the whole cryptocurrency market cap. Small from the last swing high, right? Volume, dude. This right here, this is what's super nice, right? So when you look over here, dude, no volume, no freaking volume. And then boom, dude. Yes, we've sold off, but this is what's bullish to me. Look at all this. This is buying, right? This is freaking bullish. This is what BNB did at $11, right? And then BNB went up to like 22, whatever the hell it went up to. You know what I mean? So this is bullish. And you're getting highest levels of volume that you've ever seen with a golden cross pending. What else do you want, right? RSI, now that's just candlestick analysis. Let's go to MACD. A little bit of bullish divergence there, which led to the run, which is nice. And then, you had your double top right here. So double top, just like Bitcoin did. Oh my God, shocker. And now we're falling off the cliff, which is why we're seeing the sell-off. So, you can analyze this too. It all goes together. What is a decent, easy coin to mine? I'm not really a miner. I'm a trader, right? So I'm probably not the person to ask for on mining. I don't want to give you bad or false information because I don't know. Maybe Andiamo might have some insight on that, but you can ask him in the Discord. But I I'm not a miner, right? I do have a couple friends who mine. They might be able to. I can probably ask them, but I just personally don't. I trade, right? I trade the charts. So unfortunately, Nightburn, I don't have a good answer for you on that one. Yep. Cool. Yep. So that's the total cryptocurrency market cap, which is it's doing things, man. It's picking up. I mean, it's also, like I said, it's very good to see this volume. This is bull volume. This is the bull, right? That's awesome. Good to see, especially with the golden cross looming. So we shall see. Cool. Any questions maybe not concerned to mining I might be able to help you out with, or charts you want to look at? I've looked at a lot of these assets today. Cause it's a boom, 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 boom. I don't hear that music you asked for. Music that I asked for. I don't know. I do. I thought I had music playing. You don't hear music? Hold on a sec. Yeah, I think we're playing, man. Nope, you don't hear it. Wait, Nightburn, are you the one from Discord that helped me out with the music? Is that you, dog? Yeah, that's you, dog. What's up? How you been? How are you doing today, buddy? Yeah, Miku, what's up, man? You don't hear music right now? Because that'd be good to know. That's a good thing. If something's broke on the stream, then yeah, I can definitely look into fixing it. I just need some feedback. Are you sure you don't hear anything? If not, I can turn it up a little bit. I know yesterday I was messing with the audio, and it was overpowering my voice, right? So I didn't want it to interfere. I just want it to be background music. Let me know, though. Let me know. Put it in the chat. All right, look at it. M-A-T-I-C. Ring, ring. Ring, ring, hello. Hey, man, I'm on a stream, so I can't. Probably, I mean, I'm not going to call you while I'm on the stream, but I'll call you afterwards or something. Yeah, let's check this Matic. Holy shit balls. This thing is running to the moon, kids. We got in at 133. Quality. But see this, I still don't love this. This is still bearish to me. I mean, you're still going up that ascending wedge, right? So you're in this ascending wedge, you're eventually going to crap out. Rising wedges, see ya. So I think it's pushing for that higher high and that lower level, which basically means I think we're going to break down. So still don't hear music. Well, let's see if I can't fix it for you. Can you hear it now? I don't know, man. I have no idea. Technology, you gotta love it. Do. So higher high, lower level of strength. You gotta think we're coming down here. I mean, you almost triple topped. At least short term, right? Oh, yeah, I mean, you are catching yourself, though, on a 30-minute. That's not terrible. Definitely some divergence. I just still don't love it. It sounds bad, though. Bad bit rate. Not quite sure. I'm running at 5,000 bit rate. Can't change it while you're streaming either. So that kind of sucks. Oops. Anyway, show must go on, right? I've been live for 3 hours and 18 minutes now. Dang. All good. What is this son of a gun trying to go for it? You gotta diverge here, right? You gotta be bearish. Good for him, though. Good for I sold it already, but good for them. Sound card. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, baby. I updated all my drivers this morning, so I don't know. Who knows? Who really honestly knows, you know? Cool. Let's see what else is out there. All right, PQX, we'll try it. Rejection. Why are we getting rejected? Inverse head and shoulders? What? Maybe. Crapping out here, though. Yeah, gotta get above here. Gotta get above this pennant here. If you can close above, though, close above that 200. We'll see. See what you can do. I don't love the RSI or anything, but doesn't mean too much right now. Let's click the daily. Oh, yeah. Look at that daily. A little bit of divergence there. Okay. So I like that. I like the MACD. Looks like we're trying. Let's go to a 6 hour. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's about all I got, guys. I think that's gonna do me. At least for now. That's I've been live for 3 hours and 22 minutes. So I think I'm gonna jump up out of here. If you guys have comments, questions, anything that you like, didn't like, whatever, leave them down below. Like this video if you did like this video. If you want to keep seeing me, then I appreciate the support. So thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you guys next time.